Hello, 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 hello. How are you? This is Els Kimney from Deema's Crafty Corner. And this morning in my live, we made this, which is just a bookmark with some tags. So I wanted to make sure that you guys had the measurements on this. So I'm going to go ahead and make one for you guys now so that you get the measurements, okay? So let me get this out of the way. And I'm going to get together all the supplies. I'll be back with a list of supplies for you. And yeah, give me a minute. I'll be right back. All right, for this one, a ruler would be good. Pencil. Something to cut your notches. Adhesive. Ink and a dauber. Paper cutter. Scoreboard scoring tools. And paper for the base, paper to cover it, and some kind of design or something if you want to put some designs on it. So the other thing you may want is you can use a hole punch and eyelets if you want to, or you can use these and make your own kind of eyelet for the top of it, but that's a different option. So I'm going to show you how I made this morning, and then I'll put all the measurements in the description below. So we're going to cut the first piece, which is going to be 5 inches by 7.5. So I'm going to take an inch off. You can make this any height you want. I just want to make it 7 inches. And paper to cover it. And so I have to kind of decide, which direction I want to cover. And I kind of like this. So I'm going to cut this down to 7.5 inches. Let me get all these pieces out of the way. And this is just easier to do it this way. Okay. Alright, so that is my 7.5, and I'm going to want to do this at 5 inches. So let me take this piece off the outside. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece just a little bit more than 5 inches, like 5.25, okay? This is 5, so I'm going to go about 5.25 on this one, and you'll understand why in a minute. So 5.25. I'm saving all of that because it's good. All right, that's all the cutting for this. So I'm going to get some stuff out of the way and set up my scoring tools, and I'll be right back. Paper. One for the outside, one for the inside. And we're going to make our first one here. It's going to be 5 inches. And I'm going to do this one at 7.5, so I'm going to take an inch off. So I have a piece that's 5 by 7.5. And I am going to score it at 2.5. And I'm going to be gentle here. I don't want to bash my way through. 4 or 5, excuse me, 4 or 5 light strokes, better than one deep one that just, you know, cuts through the paper. All right. Now, any place I have a valley, I turn it into a hill. Okay? So now, I'm going to be lining those up. And then I'm going to go over this with my bone folder. All right. So now I'm going to do some measuring. Okay. So I'm going to get my pencil and my ruler. And the first thing I'm going to do is put a line at 1/2 of an inch. And then I'm going to put, I have now 7 inches, so I'm going to go 3.5. So I'm going to put that so that I'm going 3.5 inches from that line. Okay. And that becomes my midpoint. So when I'm going to glue this shut, I'm going to glue here. Then I can put a card between and a card between. So I'll have one at the top, one at the bottom. And now we're going to bring in the other piece of paper. And I need this to be 7.5 inches long. Going to cut it down to 7.5 inches. And I'm going to go just a hair more. So like 7 5/8. And I can, because I can trim it off later, but I just want to make sure that I get it all covered nicely to begin with. Okay, I can clean that up like it never happened. Okay, then I'm going to cut these two ends off. The white edges where it didn't print. And then I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to pretty much fold it in half where I want, you know, this to set. Plus a little. Okay, so that's where I'm going to cut. It should be about 5 1/4. If anybody's keeping track. All right. So now we're going to put this onto this. So I'm just going to fold this in half where it will naturally fold. And I can use my scoreboard, but this is just 28-pound copy paper. And then I'm going to glue this down. and then fold this over and glue this side, okay? So we're going to put glue on this side first. I'm going to line up this top edge down. And then I'm going to glue here. And the reason I'm doing it this way is so that I can cut off excess, but I don't run short. Then we're going to put that part down. Press it on. And now I've got it perfect, and I can trim off the excess with my scissors or my trimmer, whichever I want to do. Whichever one works best. And just this little bit right here. Okay. So now I have my marks inside here. And those marks are for where I'm going to put my finger pulls and stuff. So this is going to be one pocket. So I'm going to put a finger pull over here. This is going to be a pocket, so I'm going to put a finger pull over here. And this is where it's going to have a little, you know, the hole in it. So we are going to glue on this end. And before you do that, you're probably going to want to put ink on the inside up here. All right, glue on the bottom. Glue on this line. Glue on this line. And glue on the top. And then close it. All right, so now, while this is drying, I'm going to go ahead and ink the whole thing. All right. So now I have these two pockets, and this is about 3.5 inches, and that's about 3.5 inches. So I know that I can do like a 3 1/4 by 2 3/4. So I'm going to cut 2 of those, and I'll be back. I'm going to clear this way. I'm going to cut 2 pieces for that, and I'll be back. Okay, so I took my cards and I did a little work. I'm going to show you what I did on this one. So this is my bottom pocket, and this is my top pocket. Okay, so this is going to go in my bottom pocket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and this is a piece of acrylic that you use to make quilt shapes. And it has these little angles on it. So what I'm doing is I'm just using that to make sure that I get the same angle on both sides. And then I'm going to round the bottom corners and ink this. And this one goes in the bottom pocket, just like that. And this one is going to go in the top pocket. Just like that. We're going to do a little bit of decorating on the other side. I have some images here that I cut out of the image sheet and inked those up as well. So we're just going to put some glue on these. Let me get glue. Go ahead and get that on there. And then we have our bees. I'm going to put one on the other side. I mean, I don't have to, because I have the cards over here, you know, that's kind of a decoration unto itself. But I do want to, you know, carry the theme. So put another bead right there. And this little bead right here. I'm going to put it right on the front of this card. And then we are going to move on to the next part. Okay. All right. All right, so the next part of this is going to be putting on our little piece at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and get out the other paper, and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm going to try this one more time because I filmed this part like 3 times, and the film keeps being corrupted. So I just want to show you guys how to finish this off. So I've kind of made a faux tag, if you would, and I have this piece which is 1 1/4 by 1 1/2, and we're going to score the 1 1/2 at 3/4. And then we're going to round the corners on here. Just the 4 outside corners. And then we're going to fold that. Now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and poke my slot in it. And you can use, you know, an eyelet or however you want to do this. And then I'm going to put some glue on here, and it's going to go on the top of my tag. Or, well, my bookmark. Here it's a tag. I'm going to find the middle, put that on, and then I can repop the hole here. I don't have the strength in my hands right now to go through all of it. So, okay. So now, once you have that, now you can put your ribbon or your twine or whatever you want to use at the top. We're just going to use a piece of the seam binding real quick. And normally I would staple this on because it's, you know, the slot. But I'm not going to do that this time. I'm just going to do the regular wrap. Just so you guys get the idea. Okay, so that is how you get to this. And then you just, you know, I would put that on with a tiny attacher. But there it is. It's all decorated and it's all pretty and ready to go. And that's it. That's my little bookmark tag. Okay? All right, if you're new here and you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that button for me and subscribe, like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends, and then your friends can be my friends, and my friends can be your friends, and our friends can get to be friends, and before you know it, we have a giant crafting community. I do go live on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays, and I post videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and any other time that I feel like it. Let's see. I have 2 things going on in 2022. The first of which is my free classes. I'm doing a series of free classes throughout 2022. And the best way to get information on those is when you hit that subscribe button, make sure that you ring the bell and click the all notifications. And that way you find out as soon as those videos get released. The other thing that I have going on right now is my 12 of 22 journal challenge. That is 22 different types of journals, themes really, throughout 2022. If you'd like more information on those, you don't have to do all 12 journals. If you would like more information, you can go ahead and click on the link in the description box below, and it will take you over to a little slideshow that will tell you everything that you need to know. See, done this one a few times. All right. So until I see you again, stay well. Bye-bye.